Hello everyone, we're here with everybody's favorite deck, the best deck in the format, the only tier 0 deck, War Rocks. Let's get into it, my little goblins. First of all, this deck originally is contrived from Master Duel meta. And I'm going to show the list right over here somewhere. So you guys can see we did deviate from the list. Originally, the deck had some cards in it that were very questionable. Mainly, it had 3 Witches Strikes. I just felt like, not even just me, everyone in the stream, just felt like it just didn't make any sense having it. And it was always just a dead card in hand. Other than that, we kept the list pretty close to how the person had it. Because again, we were just testing out the deck to see if it's a fact or a cap. They said they hit Diamond 5 with the deck. We were saying, hey, does this deck have the capabilities hitting Diamond 5? And you're going to find out. So let's look at the deck real quick. So again, we took out the Witch's Strike and we added in a Lightning Storm and 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. And then we also added 2 Droplets to the deck as well. Because like I said, Droplet actually works pretty well in the deck because we run 3 Token Collectors. And they're normally a dead card. And the fact is, if your opponent, it's not normally a dead card, but unless you watch my stream and then you notice I draw 3 of them every game, like the first like two turns. If you're playing against Adventure, you're playing against Sword Soul, you're playing against even Praying Kids, that the Token Collector can activate from the graveyard, so discarding it to Droplet is not a big deal. They're also level 4, which goes into the next package of this deck. So this deck has 2 ways of winning. First of all, you can overpower them with the let's joke right here. You can overpower them with the War Rocks. No, but let's be honest. You're not overpowering much with War Rocks. Don't get me wrong, the War Rocks can pop off if they can, but the real way you're beating people is through DPE and Zeus. And what do I mean by Zeus is we are running the Zodiac package. So you get out 2 level 4s, and you can go into a 6 material Zeus. And if you don't know, 6 material Zeus is pretty hard to beat. A lot of board wipes you got to deal with. So yeah, let's how about we get into some games, we see how the deck's played, and then we have a recap like we normally do. Let's do that now. All right, we're here for game 1, and we opened 2 Token Collectors, so you know it's going to be a good game. And we're playing against Blue Eyes. Well, this is what you play against when you are... and we get called by the Grave on our Maxi. It's pretty cool. But we have Fusion Destiny in hand, so... not going to be the worst in the world. And this is... these games are taken in Plat, pretty much Plat 5 to Plat 3. These games take place. In case you guys were wondering, because I haven't worked on this account yet on the actual like regular rank season. I was just doing the Duelist Cup, so well, we're maxed level in that, so there's no need to play it. So we negate this so he can't search for Chaos Max. We're gonna go into our Fusion Destiny. And you might be saying, hey, why are you going into Fusion Destiny? Well, it's simple. We need to get... the Fusion Destiny is really good in the deck because it gives us the 2 draws too. So next turn, when we finally send out this next Token Collector, we'll be able to draw 2. Which is going to be pretty helpful. So, here, when my opponent summoned Ash, I thought he was going into Baron, like Baron de Fleur. And I was like, well, Baron de Fleur is not very good into DPE because I can activate DPE to pop Baron, and then DPE negates, but then DPE comes back next turn. So that's what my thought process. If I knew my opponent was going into Chen Yang, I would have like popped the Griffin before that happened. Well, it is what it is. Honestly, I think I was a little confused too because like he's running so many different archetypes and it's like throwing me off. So here we're gonna pop, and our opponent's gonna be able, because our opponent gets Our opponent gets this done regardless, right? And this is what I'm talking about. I draw all three of my token collectors in the beginning of the game, and that's the luck I usually carry. But the good thing about Dasher is Dasher's going to summon Collector, and then Collector is going to get summoned. He plays Max C. I actually set... So this is a big misplay. So I activate Celestial, which is the dumbest thing I could do, because now he can activate Sword Soul. But the good thing about this, he doesn't know what my face down card is, so he banishes the face down card anyway. And he doesn't realize we're running Zodiac, because why would he think we're running Zodiac when all we had was token collectors? So we're going to make our opponent draw like 30 cards. And then we're going to go into Bowburn. And then we're going to go into Zeus. And we have a 6 material Zeus. We're going to get rid of Chen Ying here. And set an Imperm. And see if our opponent can beat that. He's playing Blue Eyes, so probably not. So this is again throwing me off because I'm like, okay, so this guy's also running the adventure like Halki Auroradon combo. So that's fucking weird. Like I just feel like it's a worse deck with the Blue Eyes in it. So like threw me off. So we imperm the Halki. He has no follow-up in here, so there's like I don't have to worry about anything. My token collector finally gets to come back. Gobble him up, my little goblin. This is what you guys look like. This is what I picture you guys when I talk to you, when I say my little goblins. He's gonna go into Formula Synchron. Nobody gives a shit. We're gonna attack here. We're gonna get our spell, which is we get our Warrock Mountain. Attack him directly. Attack him directly. And we go into Time Thief Redoer. So Time Thief Redoer is a play we go into sometimes. The whole point of the card is to just have another evasive card in the field our opponent can't hit. Most of the time, though, if we have 2 materials on the field, we either go Zodiac or we just go into Verte to go into DPE. So, but that was game 1. Let's go to the next one. Alrighty, we're here for game 2. And our hand is cracked. I'm not even going to lie. So, unfortunately, he ends up flipping the fact that he has cross out. So I'm like, okay, that sucks. Well, let's just get the cross out of his hand. So we're going to max C ourselves. And you're wondering why he max C'd. It's just because Hoot Cake needs a material, like a card in the graveyard to banish. Needs to banish a monster. So now he's going to be able to do full combo, which is honestly nothing too impressive. We don't even care for the most part because we have Dark Ruler no more. We are a little concerned though because the thing about Madolche is they have this trap card, and the trap card will be able to interact with Dark Ruler and stop it. But with our given hand, I think we'll probably be fine because even at the worst case scenario, we will be able to play Fusion Destiny. So, best case scenario, we'll be able to break everything that he has. So now he plays Madolche Saloon. He's going to go in Glace Souffle. And then he's going to go into Link card, Sistart, which this card's really annoying. Because this card makes it so I can't kill any of his back row. And now Saloon's going to let him set a trap onto the field, which is the really annoying Madolche trap. Honestly, this Warrock Mountain is actually clutch. So you're actually going to see the full power of Warrocks displayed. So we activate our Dark Ruler no more now. He does his Pomade, right? And since he bounced the card back to his hand, he's going to be able to set another Pomade down. And it doesn't matter. So we normal summon, and then we summon our Meteor Dragon. Now, we're not going to be able to negate this, because this card's going to protect. There's no way around that. I can't stop it. But what we can do is we can pump the power on this. And now we could take out his glass souffle. And since there's no link, nothing pointing, he's not pointing to anything, we could finally Harpies the back row. And then we can Fusion Destiny into DPE, which again is a very strong follow-up play. And here I thought was very weird. So, like, this card wasn't gonna die anyway. I was just doing this just for the sake of doing this, just to see if he had any hand traps. But he ended up using Herald of Orange Light, and he got rid of the pudding cess too in his hand. So I thought that was really strange. So now it's back to our opponent's turn. He's going to play Hoot Cake. We're just going to pop the Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake returns back to the deck. And DP's effect activates. And we're sitting pretty. Not really much our opponent could do. We're going to special summon Gyarados, and we're going to have enough damage to push through. Because remember, since this card doesn't have protection anymore, Meteor Action is going to negate the effect on it. Boom. Look at all these buffs I'm getting. Pump up everyone. Damn. Get smoked. This guy got gangbanged by a bunch of War Rocks. And that is that showcased the power of the War Rocks a little better. I know we had DP in there too, but you know what? That's one of the main cards of the deck, though. All right, our hand is insane. It's broken. It's got War Rocks cards all over it. We're about to smack our opponent. Our opponent plays Inspector Border, and I cringe a little. So yeah, we play War Rock Mountain. We're getting our Fortua. War Rock Mountain's effect's going to activate to special summon our Meteor Dragon. And we are going to attack into a Storming Mirror Force. So, yep, well, that's kind of how this game's going to look. Now we are going to go into our DPE. We're going to activate DPE's effect, and we're getting skill drained. Wow, this game is fun, isn't it? This is a fucking blast. The reason why DP works so well in the deck too is DP is a warrior, so it doesn't stop the War Rock Mountain from activating its effect. So our opponent's playing some. I still don't understand this. He's playing some weird like Zodiac. It goes into Vespinato. He doesn't play Zeus. I don't get it. And some weird skill drain like stun lock deck, but with Zodiacs. I don't get it. We're going to be able to pump the brakes, though, on this. Look at this. We're about to beat our opponent's ass in. Meteorago. Attack. We get Mirror Forced. Now, normally Meteorago could live through this, but since we're being skill drained, not very likely. I bet you've never seen the fucking animation for Mirror Force before. So all these effects activate. Realistically, I can only summon one because I only have one level 5 in the deck. I was actually thinking about adding the other level 8 because I have like a Royal Rare, but I wanted to stay as close to the guy's list as possible to give it a fair like assessment. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna Ash Blossom this shit. Yep. Now the great thing is, if this goes to a game of longevity, we're kind of in the bag because he used Pot of Desires and he banished 10 cards. So now we're heading like in the deck. So if we end up going to a game where we're looking to deck out each other, we should be Gucci. So again, he's going to do this weird, like, Zodiac into Vespinato. He runs 3 of these. I was personally disturbed. But we're going to play Pot of P. Banish some more cards. We are going to look for an answer. Honestly, all these cards aren't very good, so we're just going to grab the Warrock Dignity. I can't activate Dignity here, if you guys are wondering, because this is during the damage step, which obviously you cannot use quick play spells on. So we're just going to set the Dignity, and we are going to pass. And here comes DPE, everyone's favorite card. Again, he just top decks another Zodiac. Man, this is repetitive, isn't it? I was going insane playing this on stream. It was pretty funny, actually. All right, there goes pop goes the Weasel. Now the Pancratops is a nice draw, so we're gonna special summon Pancratops, and then he fucking pops Torrential Tribute. But now we get to get rid of the skill drain, so this is pretty much over for our friend here. Because now that skill drain's no longer on the field. It wasn't our only out. We do run Harpy's Feather Duster too. But don't you love it when I activate Celestial and I draw Maxi Ash Blossom. That was great. Yep. So that kind of shows me playing against that type of deck. Kind of annoying, but honestly, it was a very weird list to begin with. Alrighty, so we are here. This isn't the final game, but it's pretty close. Our hand is looking pretty crazy, pretty nuts. Nutso. We're going to summon our Fortia. He's going to max CS. We're going to Ash Blossom that shit. And let's just fast forward through this a little bit, because I'm going to do a lot of shenanigans with the Zodiacs. So the idea here is I go into Dryden, even if there's 0 attack, I'm just going to attack this face down. I'm going to pop it because I'll end on 6 materials anyways. I was very confused on why he set a max C. Like, it was so strange to me. But it is what it is. So I max C because I'm thinking this guy has a Kaiju. But he's playing Ignister, right? He called buys my Ash, because obviously my opponent always has what they need. Now he's going to combo off a little bit. He stops because he knows, honestly, with me having Nibiru, I feel like there's really hard for my opponent to win here. And now that I found Fusion Destiny, it's pretty much lights out for our opponent. We got that DPE out. Our opponent has cards though. And ain't that some shit? I feel like he had the Lightning Storm for a while, and he was just waiting for me to switch the Zeus into attack to attack. But like, that's so annoying, isn't it? We work so hard to get a 6-star Zeus, and then it just gets fumbled like that. So here, there's really nothing to pop. Like literally nothing to pop. And I don't know, like this is the first time I've ever seen the XZ fucking Ignister card being used. So I did not know this was even a line for someone to go into. But we just do this to get rid of its last material. Like I said, we have Nibiru. I'm not really caring. This guy's about to get his shit rocked. No pun intended. Nibiru is the ultimate war rock, if you think about it. Like, it's coming down from the heavens to show you the power of war. And he's going to take 23. And it's pretty much GG from there. We top deck Fortia, which, again, it gives us lethal. But there's a lot of things we could have top decked to get this lethal. Pretty much any monster that had 1500 attack, which most of the monsters besides the Token Collector. I was surprised Token Collector didn't pop up. But GG. Good game. Easy game. Oopsie doozy. Actually, any monster would have done it because I could have just popped the DPE. Okay, so the next game is going to be the last game, and I recommend you watching it. It's very important. All right, so we open up double token collector again because this is what we do. Our opponent passes. This honestly is a very common thing I keep seeing. Opponent just keeps passing back and forth, and it's like really annoying. Because they're the ones that chose to go first anyway. I'm just like, okay. But people will just like not do anything for the most part if they don't have like their full combo or whatever. So we go into Verte. He ghost ogres the Verte, which is fucking horrendous because it doesn't work. You still get to do the DPE, so I'm like, right now I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, this is an easy game. Like our opponent like fumbled it pretty hard right there, and that's a pretty big fumble to be honest. But then he just kaijus. I max C, but then he has Called by the Grave anyway, so nothing matters. I just wanted to showcase this game because it just goes to show you that your opponent can just fuck up consistently. If they're playing like a tier 1 deck, right? Your opponent can just fuck up non-stop. And if you're playing a deck like War Rocks, you're probably gonna lose. So I think this kind of wraps up the games into the recap pretty well. If you're wondering what he fucks up on, he grabs pranks. He sends Prank Kid's pranks to the graveyard. You're not supposed to send it unless you had Pandemonium in hand, which he does not. He does not have Pandemonium in hand. So what does he do? He plays pranks. He summons a token. Finally, in my mind, I'm like, my token collector gets to have some fame. He's like, nope, Forbidden Droplet. Discards Regeki. Kind of fucking triggering, I'm not gonna lie. Because our opponent just fucks up non-stop and gets 0 punishment from it. Because I'm playing War Rocks. Goes into Prank Kids again. Summons in Roxy's. And then they go into Bow Wow Bark. And then Roxy's banishes the Dropsies from, the Fancies from hand. Right? And then, so, remember, he has one random card. He drawed off Roxy's. He goes into Verte because he realizes he can't do the combo with Bow Wow because he never got Pandemonium because this guy's a complete... I'm not going to say it. Maybe he's learning how to play it, but it's very sad to watch. He's going to go into Verte. He uses Thunder Dragon Fusion. And he's going to have a Battle Butler anyway. He kills my Kaiju. And he has one set. So, I was thinking... So, he has one set and he drew another card off Pranks, right? So, we play Harpies. His one card that he drew was Called by the Grave. Literally the best draw he could draw to stop me from drawing cards. Pretty cool. So far everything's going pretty awesome. Terraforming. Nope, no War Rocks for you. You get Ash. So the 2 cards that he drew randomly, right? After having like an insane hand with Droplet and everything. So after having all that, he ended up drawing Called by the Grave into Ash. At least if it was Ash, then Called by the Grave, I would have not have had my Celestial Called by, and I could have done something, but nope. That's my life. So we go into Time Thief, because Time Thief can dodge the Butler Destroy effect. And also, I was very much hoping to get a Imperm off the top of his deck, so I'd be able to deal with this Battle Butler. I could have gone into any one of these cards, but none of them really gave me an answer to Battle Butler, because if I go into any one of these cards, he can just activate, because these aren't quick effects. Like Castiel's not a quick effect, so like if I went to that, it wouldn't actually do anything. If I went to a Zodiac, he'd be able to just pop before I even get remotely close to Zeus. And if I went to Zeus right now, he could just pop and it wouldn't really do anything either. So, here I was just like, and again, he had Thunder Dragon Fusion in the graveyard, so you could search for follow-up. So here, and look at the card I got. My one Time Thief, I get a Water Enchanter, so I'm just giving this guy Adventure Engine too on top of all this. Oh man, dude, this is like, super triggering. So our opponent, again, mindlessly is just going into just random Prank Kids cards because, you know, like, the thinking process to play this deck apparently is just too much. He picks up a Fancies and a Pranks. Again, like, there is literally no reason why this guy shouldn't have been able to just kill me right here. But he doesn't. He's going to recycle all his cards again, draw another. I get this, and he has the Adventure Engine. I draw, and then he just ashes me again. So because I got his Monster Reborn, so in my mind I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can go for a Zeus now. I'm going to attack, and then he just, again, pops before I even do anything. So maybe I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was just fucked regardless. There's really not much I could do here. He ends up getting right, and, again, insult to injury. I mean, again, I'm going to be able to Token Collector his token, because he knows I have Token Collector in the graveyard, but he doesn't even choose to negate it with Griffin, right? Even though Griffin's, like, actually just useless. Like, Griffin's useless without... And then he pops Butler on my fucking Token Collectors. Like, I literally can't make up just, like, the unorthodox, like, weirdo plays that this person's making. So, I was hoping that this person was going to go into a Bow Wow and then just attack me or... enter battle with this Doodle Doo. That's what I was hoping, since he set this in defense for some reason. Because then the battle phase thing would have activated. I would have been able to play Meteor, and I would have had another way of coming back. Possibly, probably not. But then he just goes into Nightmare Unicorn. There goes a field spell, and the game is over, unfortunately. That was a fucking journey. So, let's get to the recap and let's talk about the deck. Alright, let's talk about the deck. Like, even with us updating the deck, I feel like, I know the archetype is missing some cards. It's mainly missing the continuous spell, but I'm gonna be real with you. The deck fucking sucks. Dude, this deck is so not good. Like, just play anything else and you're just better off. The good thing is, it's like, besides if you have Zodiac already, or a lot of these cards you should already have, but like, it's relatively cheap. I literally only had to get like one extra Ultra Rare, and I had to get Dryden because I don't play Zodiac. But my goodness, dude. Is this deck just like... dog shit, right? We actually had like not a bad win rate. Like, I think we won like 65% of our games, or like 60 to 70%. So like around there. We didn't lose that many games. But the thing is, like, a lot of times we won is just because our opponent misplayed like horribly or something. Or we won off of DPE. Like, most of the games we won strictly because of DPE, or we like Dark Rule and No More them, and then Lightning Stormed and Heartbeats Feathered, and they just lost. Like, it had nothing to do with the War Rocks. Actually, a lot of the times, what the War Rock Mountain would do is just get ashed, and then I would never get a War Rock in my hand. I don't know. I just feel like, let's give it a rating out of 10. So I'm gonna rate this out of 10. I'm gonna rate it a 5.5. I'm gonna rate it a 6. I'm gonna rate it a 6. And the only reason I'm giving it a 6 is because it's playing DPE. I'm giving this a 6 because it's playing Dark Ruler No More, which not many people play around. It's playing Lightning Storms. It's playing Fusion Destiny, which is just DPE, right? 3 token collectors. Even though they didn't get to do that much, if we played against a lot of Sword Soul, right, this card would have completely hosed them. So for that reason, I'm going to give it at least a 6. But my God, if you just put some of these cards in just different decks, it's just a lot better. Like if I was just playing Zodiac Tri-Brigade, right? Or Zodiac Tri-Brigade. I would have just won most of my game. I would have won way more than 60%. It would probably been like 80, 90%. Or some shit. I'm only saying this honestly. I was gonna troll and like say, oh yeah, this deck's amazing. Like just to fuck with people. But I don't want someone to actually see that and be like, oh, this deck's actually pretty good. I'm gonna build it. And just get upset because they wasted some ultra rare dust on this shit. So don't build the deck. It's bad. Factor cap. Did the guy hit Diamond 5? He probably hit Diamond 5. Like I said, I had a 65-70% win rate with the deck. But at the same time, the deck is just not good. Don't build it. You could fucking build anything else and it'd be a lot better and probably funner. The only fun thing about this is laughing at the fact you're playing more War Rocks. You know? That's the only good thing about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, or going over to my Twitch and subbing or following there. We're hosting a tournament next stream. That's Thursday. This Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Good time for everybody. Come on down. Goodbye.